All right, let's just get it out there. We've all played this game, right? If I had all the money in the world, man, my list is a mile long. We're talking private island, obviously. A garage full of supercars. You know what? A rocket ship. Just for, like, weekend trips to the moon. Why not? Okay. Okay, reel it in, Rocket Man. That's the fun part, the fantasy. But what we're going to do here is look at what would actually happen. Like, physically, what happens the second you get all that cash? So, to do this right, we need some ground rules. Obviously, you can't just, I don't know, ask for all the money. So let's say you've got a magic spell. One snap of your fingers and poof, every single coin and bill on planet Earth appears right where you're standing. And right away, that magic spell thing brings up a really important point. We got to be clear about what we mean by money. There's total world wealth, stocks, real estate, crypto, bank accounts. That stuff is really just an idea, numbers on a screen. You can't summon an idea. But total world cash, actual, physical, you can hold in your hand bills and coins, that you can summon. And that's what we're talking about. Oh, I see where you're going with this. We could swim in it, like Scrooge McDuck diving into his giant money bin. Yes, this is exactly what I was picturing. I hate to burst your swimming bubble, but it's a very large dream. Let's try to wrap our heads around the numbers. The second you cast that spell, a pile of cash worth more than $10 trillion materializes right in front of you. And the sheer size of that pile is, honestly, it's hard to even imagine. We're talking about a stack of cash that would be taller than the Statue of Liberty. And the weight? It would weigh more than the entire Empire State Building. Whoa. Okay, new plan. A very important revision to the plan. I cast the spell while standing next to where the pile will appear, not under it. Definitely not under it. Yeah, probably a good call. And what's really interesting is where all that weight is coming from. About a quarter of the heft is from the European Union, the US throws in another 20%, and then the rest of the world makes up that other 55% of your Empire State Building-sized money mountain. But here's the crazy part. Most of that weight, it's not paper money, it's coins. And you want to know what the single heaviest component of all the world's cash is? The little old US penny. Seriously. There are so many of them out there, over 200 billion, that they alone weigh more than 500,000 tons. Ha! I knew it. My penny jar isn't just clutter, it's a major player in the global economy. Vindicated. It is indeed. But this is where the happy Scrooge McDuck fantasy takes a very dark turn. See, a pile of anything that huge and that heavy, well, it doesn't just sit there. Your multi-trillion-dollar fortune is, to put it mildly, an incredibly unstable asset. Let's walk through what happens, moment by moment. Step 1. The money pile appears. Instantly, the pressure at the bottom is so immense that the metal coins basically start to behave like a liquid. They flow outwards. This creates a wave, a literal tsunami of cash that expands with unbelievable force. Wait, a wave of money? Oh no. Oh yes. And before you can even take a step, that wave hits you. You're engulfed, and you're crushed by the very thing you wanted. And if you think that sounds crazy, it has actually happened. Not with money, but with molasses. No, seriously. In Boston in 1919, a giant storage tank of molasses burst open. You'd think it would be a slow, sticky mess, but it created a wave that moved so fast people couldn't outrun it. It flattened buildings and killed 21 people. Your coin pile would be a lot like that, just way heavier and more expensive. Okay, I got it. New plan. I built a giant, super strong, reinforced concrete vault first, and then I do the magic spell inside it. Ha! Problem solved. I'm safe, contained, and ridiculously rich. Well, you'd be alive, I'll give you that, but the danger is far from over. In fact, you've just created a problem that might be even worse than getting crushed to death. Worse than death by penny tsunami? What could possibly be worse than that? A building code violation. I'm sorry, what? Yup. All that weight in one spot puts an unimaginable amount of pressure on the ground underneath it. So if you built your fancy vault in, say, New York City, you would be in direct violation of Building Code Section 1806, which is all about the allowable load-bearing values of soils and rocks. You wouldn't be crushed by coins, you'd be buried in fines and citations. So you're telling me I survive a money apocalypse, only to be taken down by bureaucracy, by paperwork? Precisely. Which, when you think about it, really makes you wonder, doesn't it? Just how much did Scrooge McDuck have to pay in bribes to get the permits for his money been approved by the Duckburg City Council? That is an excellent question. The real crime wasn't the greed, it was the zoning violations.